Hi everyone, it's Nicole Moore, low carb dietitian here from Low Carb Keto Health. And I thought I'd quickly pop in because I've had a few clients that I've seen today that have been suffering from the same problem. And that is having lots of headaches, or suffering from cramps, or getting really constipated. And so I wanted to sort of talk about this because it is a common thing that can happen when you're following a low carb ketogenic program. And that is because when you drop carbohydrate, you drop that excessive production of insulin, which is what we're trying to do because we know insulin is an inflammatory hormone when produced in excess all the time and can extend itself into prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, difficulty with weight, and inflammatory things such as maybe gut problems or skin problems, brain fog. So low carb is all about reducing that excessive production of insulin and in helping to reverse insulin resistance. But what can happen when you lower your insulin is they've discovered there's 4 sites on your kidneys that actually excrete extra salt. So when you go low carb, often people also can suffer dizziness because they're actually getting a little bit of salt depletion in their body's blood pressure is actually dropping. So if you don't have high blood pressure, then this is a problem because you're going to feel quite dizzy with that blood pressure dropping as well. And if you do have a blood pressure issue, well, the bonus is that blood pressure drops, but you need to make sure that you're working alongside a low carb doctor, as I do, Dr. Lauren Lawler-Smith, to make sure that that's being monitored for you. So getting back to what we were discussing is that when all of that sort of salt excretion happens, it also impacts how much water is sort of being released from the body, and it also impacts magnesium. And that creates a little bit of an electrolyte imbalance and a little bit of dehydration. And so people can get really bad headaches. They can also suffer from bad constipation because of this electrolyte imbalance. And it's almost like the stools are a little bit dehydrated because the body's been sort of losing the salt and the water and the magnesium. So what often we talk about at the clinic is you've got to keep your electrolytes up. And the really simple way of doing that is to think water, that you need to be making sure you're pumping a good 2 litres or 6 to 8 cups of fluid, and maybe push a little bit more than you normally would. And that water can be just regular everyday water. You can get it in a little bit of soda water or some plain mineral water as well. And you can get it in maybe some herbal teas to keep your fluid up, particularly as it's getting warmer. The second thing, I guess, is salt. So you do need to replace the salt. Now, if you have salt-sensitive blood pressure or hypertension, that is something you need to discuss with your low-carb doctor, and they can sort of help you with that. But most of the blood pressure is actually due to a combination of weight and metabolic syndrome, where you're getting that insulin resistance issue. And what that does is makes your body hold on to salt. So technically that's part of why you can have blood pressure issues. And there's also some other metabolic reasons why blood pressure is related to metabolic syndrome. So technically adding a little bit of salt in the beginning is absolutely fine. And in fact, your blood pressure still will drop down. So water, number one, and replacing some salt. So that might look like having a glass of bone broth and putting a little bit of sprinkling of salt in it, or just making sure you're adding a good quality salt that doesn't have any additives or preservatives, and adding that into your food or on your salad. I've been known, if I can feel that headache coming on and I've maybe not replaced my electrolytes properly, and stick my finger in the salt jar and off I go. So water, salt. The third thing is magnesium. Again, that magnesium sodium balance imbalance can happen, so just replacing it. Now, lots of green leafy veggies will give you some magnesium, and seeds and nuts, and also good old-fashioned 85% dark chocolate. But I do find just replacing it with magnesium supplement is really good. So there are a lot of magnesium supplements out there. I guess you're looking for a magnesium oxide, which is quite good for the bowel. And most of your regular magnesium supplements and powders will be magnesium oxide. So taking 400 milligrams of magnesium oxide, so on your magnesium that you buy, it'll tell you how much magnesium per serving. So if it's 200, take 2 servings. If it's 400, take 1. And usually taking that at night, just mix some powder in some water, is really, really good. Now, there's a different type of magnesium glycinate, and magnesium glycinate tends to get absorbed more into the body's cells. So if you're getting, to prevent the constipation, I'd take the oxide, but also to sort of prevent headaches and muscle cramping, taking a glycinate. Some supplements out there, I know Bioceuticals do a muscle ease, and that has a combination of the glycinate and the oxide as well. So if you can get one that's got a bit of glycinate in it and a bit of oxide, great. If not, and your powdered one is oxide, take that at night, and that'll just keep the bowels going. And then if you doing salt and water and you're still getting a few headaches or cramps, then I'd actually start a diglycinate magnesium tablet. And you would take that in the morning, and again 400 milligrams, so just read the bottle. But again, do your water, do your salt, take your magnesium powder. If you're still getting cramping or headaches, then I would add the extra magnesium in. And potassium's the other one. Now, we don't recommend taking a potassium supplement because that can give you issues with your heart, so I wouldn't do that. What we do is we use a little bit of light salt, so that good old-fashioned light salt that you buy from your everyday supermarket. Just a little sprinkling of that every day can give you a boost of potassium. So that's really all you need. And again, things like avocado and nuts and seeds and greens will also give you some potassium. So, I think, just replacing a little bit of light salt and making sure you're having all those greens and avocado is also great. So if you are having problems with headaches and constipation, if you're also suffering with some muscle cramping, then it's really important that you are doing your water, 6 to 8 cups at least, that you are adding a little bit of extra just everyday regular salt to your food, that you're having some magnesium oxide powder at night, that's 400 milligrams, and then that you're adding a little bit of extra potassium with those potassium foods that we've talked about, or some light salt. And then just add the extra magnesium tablets or the glycinate tablets as a morning intake of magnesium if you're still, after all that, having some problems with headaches or cramping. The other thing with the bowels is don't forget to have plenty of above ground green leafies. That gives you some bulk and helps ensure that your bowels stay regular. So if you're having any of those problems on your low carb / ketogenic journey, then they are the things that I would normally discuss with my clients to make sure that they're actually not going to feel uncomfortable and feel yucky or get that, I guess, what we call keto flu, or have cramps and really bad headaches. So I hope that helps you. Please send this or share this with anyone else that maybe is doing low carb and struggling with some of those things. Again, if you need some more support, check us out at lowcarbketohealth.com.au, and we'll certainly absolutely be happy to see you for online telehealth consults or coming in face to face to help you on your low carb journey, whether you've already started it or maybe you're yet to start it and you just want some experts that can help you in that field. So thanks for that. I hope that was a useful tip for you, and I look forward to popping in again at some stage and giving you some more hints. Winter's coming, so that's something that we need to be ready for as well. So I'll be sending through some more information to help you through winter. Thanks for now. Bye.